Okay, now we're recording. Yeah, all right, so now we're recording, I think. I quit my corporate job to see what happens when you bet on yourself. I've been in bands and played live shows all across Australia. I've coached and played ice hockey. I've been a gamer for as long as I can remember.
Oh look, he's like that.
I've tried vlogging.
We're not doing anything illegal.
I fell in love with cars. I let other people's opinions stop me from leaning into these things more. What you're watching is my journal of what's going to happen next. My name's Jaden, and welcome to A Drive to Thrive. When I decided to actually leave my job and try and do something of my own, what I thought was, how do I generate income to actually do this, right? So when me and my best mate caught up during all of this chaos, we'll call it, we were just talking about life and business, and he said to me, he was like, I'm stuck, I'm a bit unsure, I don't know what I'm doing. And I just sat down and I said, okay, what's going on? And I won't go through all the details. We got down to the crux of, all right, if money wasn't an object, if you could be doing anything, dude, like what would you be doing, man? And he had this idea of, expanding the business to do a lot more things than what he currently does. And I was like, well, Simon Sinek's why? Why do you want to do it? Like, what will that give you that you don't have currently? And he wrestled with the idea. He said, look, I'm really good at cleaning carpets. I enjoy doing it, but I just don't seem to be able to make the money that I need to for this to keep going, because the market's getting more difficult and I'm finding it harder to make the money that I need to. And I was like, man, that's rough. Like, no pressure, but do you want to actually sit down and talk about it? And he was like, yeah, sure. And like he came over to catch up, and we ended up going into the office, sitting down, and we spent like most of the day just writing out all the things of what he was doing well, where his gaps were, and I just learnt as much as I could about his business without actually being on the road with him. And we looked at what he does, what he doesn't do, and he was like, hey, I'd really like it if you came out with me for a day on the road and got to see what I do. Through the discussion, I was like, dude, this is wicked. Like, I love the idea of being able to help you. I was like, let me help you uncover, how you can expand your business and potentially generate more revenue. Like, this was so exciting. As we were getting into it, I started thinking to myself, what if this is the thing? Like, I've coached and consulted for years in many different ways. What if I could genuinely help one of my best mates scale his business to a new earning potential that maybe he never thought was possible? Like, that would be amazing. And it'd be a win-win for both of us. So his skill set is he has great people skills, very good communicator, exceptional at what he does, openness to learn, and committed to doing a really good job. Where his challenges lie is he finds difficulty in charging appropriately for the service that he provides, because he compares his service to a price point, not to what he's doing. So what I learnt when we went out together is the industry isn't regulated, for a starter, here in Australia, or at least in WA. So anyone can go out, buy a carpet cleaning equipment, buy some soap and go nuts, and cool. The trouble with that is what he'd learnt when he took over the business is his stepdad more or less did something like that. He wasn't looking at things like pH balance. I won't get into the details of the involvement of different types of chemicals and how they react to different fibers and carpets and those kind of things, which I learned extensively whilst being out with him. Is if there is a carpet cleaner just using generic products, there is a significantly higher chance that they will basically ruin the carpets. So it may end up bleaching or discoloring the carpet. To the average punter, they may not even notice. And it can cause long-term damage and deterioration if the correct chemicals and balances aren't used, waste isn't disposed of correctly. There's a whole list of things. But again, because it's not a regulated industry, it's really hard to try and promote that and explain to customers just because someone's offering you X to clean your carpets doesn't mean you're actually getting the right people using the right equipment and products to not just clean your carpets, but maintain your carpets long term. Which again, most people don't care about. They just want their carpets cleaned. They don't think any further than, we need to get our carpets cleaned. But as I started, I realized pretty quickly that this is just something that I'm good at, and I'm probably just building myself another job. This is something I know I can do, and it's safe. It's probably not the thing that I actually wanted to be building. I was just taking the safe route. I was like, look, I know I can do this. I'm good at these kind of things. And how is this any different from working for anyone else? I realized what I really want is really uncomfortable for me to do. And I made it my life motto for the last year or two is to lean into the discomfort, to be uncomfortable. And here I was really challenging to do exactly that. So what I've had to do is lean into that discomfort and try something that's really uncomfortable. And the thing is, I'm still really uncomfortable talking about it. And that's what's going to make me push to actually do this, to try, because it's the thing I'm scared of most. I'm glad you're here to join me on this ride, because what happens next is both the story of, I guess, the seed that started this all, how it's evolved in my head, and then what I'm doing moving forward to actually execute rather than just think. But I've been so scared of starting. And I've been making videos about starting this whole time. And I've been leaning into things that are comfortable and I know I can do, but why? I can go and get a job and do the things that I've been leaning into because they are things that I know how to do, and any employer could see value in that, and I could go and do that and get paid, and I wouldn't have the overheads and admins. The challenge I set myself is to do something I haven't done before. It's not even to do something I haven't done before, it's to lean into something I've wanted to do forever and not supported in doing. I've tried doing them and just found people making fun of me or, making me feel small when it's something that truly meant a lot to me. Stay tuned and time to hit the road.